Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Person of interest released. New details overnight in the disappearance for Nancy Guthrie. What we know after law enforcement searched an area 60 miles from her home.
And our next weather maker is this cold front crossing the area. We will have some rain right along that front later this morning. I'll let you know if it will affect your morning commute.
And possible measles exposure. Health leaders are warning people in Wake County after someone with the virus visited places in Raleigh. What you need to know if you were potentially exposed. Well, thanks so much for joining us at the 6 o'clock hour here on WRAL News. We're happy that you are here joining us. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking our morning rain chances. And Elizabeth, these will be light showers for the most part, right?
We're not going to see much out of this front. As you look back to the west where most of the rain is, you can see it's really patchy. There's not much heavy happening. And with the front continuing to slide southward and the rain making a slow move up into our area, a lot of it's going to end up in the southern part of our viewing area. Right now, we're seeing a few light showers showing up on radar near Lumberton. That's about it so far, but certainly it will start to affect our southwestern counties first. We hope to around 40 to 50% between, say, 8 and 9 o'clock this morning. And then by lunchtime, it's out of here. We'll actually see some sunshine this afternoon. And because it'll take some time for the colder air to arrive, we'll have a nice mild afternoon again. At 7 a.m., just a little bit of light rain, and between 8 and 9, it gets a little bit more developed down to the south and east. And then it's over just as quickly as it got here with some sunshine in the afternoon. We should see highs in the mid-60s. We take a live look at Pittsboro. It is cloudy right now all across the viewing area. Temperatures are warm at 55 degrees right now with a southwest wind at 7 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the 50s and low 60s everywhere. And again, by this afternoon with some sunshine, we'll hit mid-60s. Good chance for rain on Sunday. We'll check that out. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We got our friends of Raleigh Wake 911 reporting a crash on I-40 westbound near the South Saunders Street exit. Right now, our sensors are not picking up any delays in that area. And as we take a live look at I-40 near the South Saunders Street exit, we're not seeing the crash on this camera. And clearly, it's not impeding traffic in any way in those westbound lanes coming toward us. But I'll keep an eye on it for you this morning. But as we widen out the view, no delays on any of our other major routes heading into Raleigh. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. New information while you were sleeping in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Authorities have released a person they had detained for questioning. This person has not been charged in connection with the case. The development from around 3:30 this morning comes after law enforcement was spotted searching an Arizona home overnight. This is video from Rio Rico, which is about 60 miles south of Tucson, where Guthrie lives. Police have wrapped up their search of that property. The FBI also released new doorbell camera images yesterday from Guthrie's home. The video was recovered with the help of private sector partners after authorities learned the camera was disconnected. The FBI says it is looking at other persons of interest as they continue their search. Laura Levine is in the WRAL Live Center tracking the latest in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Laura, law enforcement was also seen searching a vehicle last night.
Renee, good morning. Yes, so we did learn at around 3 o'clock this morning that that person was released. And this is another look at investigators searching a vehicle here. This is in Rio Rico, again, about 60 miles south of Tucson near the Mexico border. So right now we know that this person who was released and being questioned by police and investigators, well, they actually told reporters at the scene that they didn't know who Nancy Guthrie was. He said that he was a delivery driver and may have delivered at the home before. So again, this investigation still underway where investigators are looking for the person who took Nancy Guthrie. Of course, this comes after the surveillance video and photos was released to the public. Anyone with information is asked to call police.
Laura, thank you. WRAL has been following new developments in the Nancy Guthrie case since the beginning. You can find our extensive coverage on the WRAL YouTube page. Just search Nancy Guthrie.
The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene of a law enforcement investigation in Durham this morning. Sheriff's deputies were at a home on Cheek Road, and that scene cleared around 5:30 after more than 2.5 hours. We have reached out to the Durham County Sheriff's Office for more information on this. Now to a developing story that we're following. People in Wake County could have been exposed to measles, and this is after health leaders say a person infected with measles visited areas in Raleigh while contagious. Let's go ahead and bring in Kelsey Coffey. She's live at the Harris Teeter on Creedmoor Road. Kelsey, that is one of the locations where people may have been exposed nearly a week ago.
Yes, Chris, this Harris Teeter location on Creedmoor Road is one of 4 locations that have been flagged for possible exposure. We'll go ahead and show you the full list of locations on your screen now, all of them just west of the airport in North Raleigh. You could have been exposed if you went to O2 Fitness on Alexander Promenade Place between 1:30 and 5:15 on February 5th. Or Everbowl, which is in that same area between 3:30 and 5:45. 2 Harris Teeter locations have also been flagged. Strickland Road between 5 and 7:10 and Creedmoor Road between 5:15 and 7:35. Measles symptoms usually pop up 7 to 14 days after exposure. So here's what to look out for. High fever, cough, runny nose, watery eyes, tiny white spots in the mouth, and a rash that appears 3 to 5 days after symptoms begin. Duke infectious disease expert Dr. Cameron Wolf says pregnant women and immunocompromised people should consult their doctor before getting a measles vaccine.
If you're pregnant or you're immunosuppressed, that's a call, frankly, to your doctor's office to say, look, hey, how do I best handle this risk for me?
Wake County Public Health says if you are not vaccinated or if you're just not sure of your vaccination status, go back and check your records, monitor for any symptoms, and then contact them if you think that you have the measles. That contact number is listed on our website, WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
The defense resumes its testimony in the sentencing of Raleigh mass shooter Austin Thompson. WRAL's Allie Calabar is live outside the Wake County Justice Center this morning. And Allie, the defense pointed to acne medication as a possible reason for Thompson's behavior.
And Renee, we're expecting to see more efforts from the defense today, trying to convince the judge that Austin Thompson deserves a chance at parole. Now, they started building a case yesterday, and they started that with Elise Thompson, Austin's mom. The defense asked her about Austin's life before the shooting. Elise says Austin and his brother James had a good relationship, and the defense even showed several family photos.
Do you still love Austin?
Yes, dearly. Still hurts terribly, but yes, love him dearly.
Now, Thompson's defense team also brought psychiatrist Dr. George Corvin to the stand. Corvin says the side effect from Thompson's acne medication could include depersonalization. He also says that the self-inflicted gunshot wound changed Thompson, and because of this, Corvin says Thompson is able to be reformed. Now, the defense continues their testimony this morning at 9:30 a.m. WRAL will be in the courtroom. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Calabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. You can get caught up with what else to expect in court today and more on the WRAL YouTube channel. And you can watch the sentencing hearing live on WRAL.com.
Well, happening today, President Donald Trump is expected to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House. And Israeli sources say they're expected to talk about possible military operations against Iran. One source says Israel is skeptical that negotiations with Iran and the U.S. will succeed. Another says Netanyahu plans to present President Trump with new intelligence on Iran's military capabilities. And this expected meeting comes after a surprise attack from Israel last summer that derailed talks between the United States and Iran.
We are expecting to get the latest jobs numbers today as economists are predicting a slowdown in growth. Today's report comes less than a week after new data last week showed a decrease in job openings. Economists are expected to look at how tariffs may be affecting job growth. NC State economist Mike Walden says the growth of AI is affecting the current job market.
If you have any ability in AI, if you took a course in AI, try to sell yourself as an AI expert, because businesses want people like that now to help them navigate through what AI is going to do to them.
The January jobs numbers were set to be released last week, but the report was delayed due to the government shutdown earlier this month.
Your time is 6:09. New questions. New records show President Donald Trump spoke with police about Jeffrey Epstein 20 years ago. What he reportedly told them after previously saying he was not aware of Epstein's crimes.
Push for answers. We're learning new details about the victim in a deadly shooting in Garner. What police are doing to track down the person responsible.
And I'm tracking some rain on the radar. Just a little bit of light patchy rain to our south and west right now. Later this morning, it will spread across the region. I'll let you know if it will affect your commute coming up.
And we have a look at your winning Mega Millions numbers right here on your screen. 5, 25, 30, 36, 68. The gold Mega Ball is 6.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. Today's weather maker is this cold front that's crossing the area right now. Most of the rain is still back to the west, but as we get to 7 or 8 o'clock, some of that rain will ride along that front. But by that point, the front will be in our southern counties, and that's where we'll see the bulk of the rain for today. It'll be light and patchy. The best chance will be closer to 10 or 11 this morning, and then by lunchtime, it's out of here. We'll see some sunshine later on this afternoon. With that chance for rain this morning, you may want to take your workout inside, but our temperatures feel great out there. We're in the mid to upper 50s this morning. And with some sunshine this afternoon, we'll climb into the mid 60s. We have another big rainmaker on our way for part of the weekend. I'll let you know when that arrives so you can plan around it, Ken.
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. About 10 minutes ago, we told you about a crash on I-40 near the South Saunders Street exit. We just found out that crash is completely cleared, so traffic is flowing nicely in both directions there on this section of I-40 and really and truly on all of our major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area. No delays whatsoever on US 1 coming in from Wake Forest or even I-87 coming in from Nightdale. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
We are learning new details that are raising questions about what President Donald Trump knew about Jeffrey Epstein years before Epstein's crimes became public. According to newly released documents, Trump called the Palm Beach Police Department around 2006. This was shortly after investigators began looking into Epstein. The document shows that Trump reportedly told police people knew Epstein was, quote, disgusting, that Trump said he once left an encounter with Epstein because teenagers were present. The DOJ says there's no evidence this call actually occurred. Trump has said that he cut ties with Epstein in the 2000s and denies knowing about his crimes.
We have new developments in a deadly shooting in Garner. Police are asking drivers if they saw anything leading up to the shooting late last Monday, I should say. This is as we are learning more about the victim from people who knew him. Garner police say they found Joseph Adams inside a car in the middle of Timber Drive. He was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. And police say he was less than 3 minutes from his home. Adams was a husband and father to 5 children. And his friends and family, well, they're at a loss for words. They're calling on the person who killed him to turn themselves in.
I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel. I've been numb. It's a different type of feeling. I lost my brother. Turn yourself in, man. You don't know who you took from us. Anybody that knows, ever met Joey Adams will remember Joey Adams. You know, he'll hold strong in your heart.
Police are still searching for a suspect. And if you were on Timber Drive between 6:30 and 7:30 Monday night, you're being asked to contact Garner Police. And that number is right there on your screen. You can also find it in the story on WRAL.com.
Governor Josh Stein and Republican lawmakers are facing off over what the governor calls an unconstitutional power grab. The issue is who should be in charge of conducting elections in North Carolina. North Carolina's governor has been in charge of elections for a century, until last year. The legislature defended the change in court yesterday, saying they can take power from any political office in North Carolina. Stein's attorney argued that voters need to know what powers and duties politicians might have before deciding who to vote for. Team USA is turning up the heat at the Winter Games in Milan. The Americans are grabbing multiple medals in the mountains and on the ice and have a good chance to grab more as the competition gets started today. Jay Gray joins us live this morning from Milan with a look at all of the action. Jay, good morning.
Renee, good morning to you. Yeah, it is going to be a great day for Team USA today. It was yesterday. We saw a lot of this. We're trying to show you some of the Team USA gear. Well, this is the medal stand jacket. So they were wearing this as they received their medals. You've got the logo here. You've got the flag on the shoulder. I hope we see it a bunch today as well. The U.S. with 5 medals across 5 different sports yesterday, and that's the most ever in a single day for Team USA in the Winter Games.
TC and Corey Drop
history for the Corys on the ice. Corey Teesey, the first American woman to win a curling medal, teamed with Corey Dropkin, the first American duo to reach the podium in mixed doubles.
I'm very proud of being able to be Olympic silver medalists together.
More silver in the mountains for Team USA. Ben Ogden flipping the script in men's cross-country skiing, ending a 50-year American medal drought in the sport with a second-place finish in individual sprint.
For that pullback, perfect landing.
Alex Hall grabbing the second spot on the podium in men's free skiing slope style. The U.S. duo of Jackie Wiles and Paula Molson taking home bronze in alpine women's combined. And Ashley Farquharson, with a bronze medal run, becomes just the second American woman to medal in luge.
Murphy, Zoka, score!
And wow, the U.S. women's hockey team closing out the opening round of the Olympic tournament with a strong message, battering rival Canada 5-0.
You want to beat them, really bad. So it's, games like these are what you play for.
The Americans, now the number one seed, moving into the medal round. Yeah, that team looks just incredible on the ice. Let's talk about a couple of other medal opportunities for Team USA, especially when it comes to women's moguls, men's speed skating, and ice dancing. Look, you've got the team that is the reigning world champions 3 years running, Evan Bates and Madison Chock, of course. They're less than a point behind the gold medal position. I think they're going to come out and really skate well. They are drawn to challenges like this. It's must-watch TV from me, Renee. I hope you get a chance to watch as well.
Their grace under pressure. Fans can't get enough of Chock and Bates. Jay Gray reporting live from Milan. Thanks, Jay.
All right, I'm hanging out in the WRAL Severe Weather desk here with Elizabeth Gardner. You're tracking that next weather maker for us. It looks like it's kind of busy on the map there. What kind of impact would we see?
Yeah, so we're going to see just some light rain out of this. The cold front sliding southward, and the rain's going to be mostly along the front. So it'll be mainly our southern counties that sees rain this morning. And it's going to be a short window. Even though you see all this rain back to the west, a lot of this will sink southward. And so we need the rain, but we may end up with a better chance of seeing some showers over the weekend. And we'll talk more about that coming up. Let's take a quick look at dual Doppler 5000 radar, and you can see a little bit of light patchy rain again, mainly south of our viewing area, down around Lumberton and over toward Bladen County. Hopefully we'll see some showers, but I don't think we'll see much as we head north of the Triangle area. Let's take a look at Futurecast. We'll walk over here and check that out. By the time we get to 6 or 7 o'clock, Futurecast is showing some of these showers here. We move it ahead to, say, 7 and 8 o'clock this morning. It's a little more widespread, but again, mainly south and east of the Triangle. And then it's out of here by the time we get to lunchtime. We'll see sunshine moving in and some temperatures in the 60s. It should be a nice mild afternoon. Not quite as warm as yesterday when we hit 70, but definitely some warmer temperatures. And it's not just us seeing the warmer temperatures all up and down the East Coast. Take a look at the Hudson River. It's been covered in snow. And of course, they've had a hard time getting the ferries back and forth. Look at this. As we take a look at right in between New Jersey and New York City, just covered in ice. And I know folks there are hoping that we'll end up seeing the warm temperatures break up a little bit more of that ice. Around here, we've seen most of our snow melting. There were piles left over, but that warm day yesterday really took care of a lot of that. Again, our chances for rain the next few days, 50% chance today, Saturday night and into Sunday will be our next best chance. We take a look at Sunday's system. This one's going to have a lot more moisture associated with it, so we could end up with an inch or more. We take a look at this next weather maker for the weekend. Saturday looks dry. There's Saturday at 8 a.m., so it looks good for Valentine's Day. But during the day Sunday, all this rain moves in. There's 7 a.m., there's 2 p.m., and then there's, say, 10 p.m. So definitely a soaker of a day on Sunday with rain likely. High temperatures over the weekend will end up in the 50s. In the meantime, of course, we're looking at a milder afternoon with some sunshine, and then it's a little cooler for us Thursday and Friday. We have a fairly mild 7-day forecast here, of course, though, as you can see, looking at 60s again for Monday and Tuesday. So it'll definitely be nice to keep things out of the 20s and 30s, Ken.
For a change. All right, Elizabeth, thanks. Hey, let's start outside, give you a live look at I-40 near the Carytown Boulevard exit. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a little bit, but moving at a nice steady clip. And that's what we're really seeing on all of our major routes heading into Raleigh this morning. We are picking up a 1-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest, and similarly, a 1-minute delay if you're coming in from Nightdale on I-87. I-77 southbound, but all the other major routes coming in from Apex, coming from Durham on I-40 eastbound, delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
This morning, we are talking about romance scams. Millions of dollars lost with your emotions on the line. 5 on Your Side tells you what you need to do to protect yourself ahead of Valentine's Day. And hey, just a reminder, if you ever see some breaking news, maybe you have a story tip or video or pictures of severe weather where you are, as long as you can do so safely, report it to us. Do that at WRAL.com/report it.
Demi Lovato is delaying the start of her new tour, and 2 movie stars are returning to a beloved franchise.
Yeah, we have Ken Smith here to talk about it and what's trending.
Yeah, so let's start with Demi Lovato canceling several dates for her upcoming tour, citing mental health concerns. Lovato was scheduled to kick off her It's Not That Deep tour on April 8th in Charlotte, but that show is called off. Other canceled tour stops include Nashville, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Denver.
Her tour will now start on April 13th in Orlando. And for the past decade or so, she's been open about her mental health struggles. Good that she's putting herself first and taking care of herself before going on the road.
Definitely a positive. So here's another positive. Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz returning for The Mummy 4. The pair starred in the hit films The Mummy and The Mummy Returns back in 1999 and 2001, respectively. The new movie is set to hit theaters in May of 2028.
And this is exciting because the third movie, Rachel Weisz, was not in that one. A little bit ago, Elizabeth said she had not seen it yet, and she said, it looks kind of like Indiana Jones, which it's in that same vibe.
Has
but
that vibe.
It's so good, though. It is a classic. You should watch it if you haven't.
I do remember it, and I enjoyed it, too.
I think I watched it. I feel like I watched it because I did love Brendan Fraser. But yeah, somewhere around there. Ken, thank you. Much more news to come. We're staying on top of developments with the search for Nancy Guthrie. Breaking news overnight about new leads in her disappearance. What we know about a person of interest that was released by law enforcement.
And possible measles exposure. Health leaders are warning people in Wake County after someone with the virus visited places in Raleigh. What you need to know if you were potentially exposed.
And look at this. The rain's coming down in Boone. Rain to our west is headed our way, but not everybody will see it. I'll walk you through the timeline coming up.